ways that you can use for sunburn, for irritation. You may find it as a cream, for instance, the calendula in the store. I would definitely recommend always trying to make sure you're aware of what it's mixed with in a tincture or a cream and other forms, because you want to make sure that there's nothing, even if it's organic, etc. We all have differing levels of how our skin and how our bodies react to it. We're each unique. And so for instance, myself, sometimes I can be irritated. My skin will get a rash just from dust on a table. And that's really from so many years, I think, of living even in the United States, which has a lot of toxicity in the environment, in the products that are, whether it's a carpet in the home, the off-gassing, as well as the foods and things that are in the grocery store where, and this is a longer conversation to be had in another place and time, but we don't necessarily have the proper regulation, and you'll find there's a lot of information online that will show a product that's sold in the US and a product that's sold elsewhere in the world. The list of chemicals that are included in the product sold within the United States is much, much longer and includes elements that are illegal in other places oftentimes. So I mention this just to say, always really go slowly as you are working with herbs and as you're working with products that contain herbs, so that you really listen to your body. You know, the more you really honor and listen to what your body experiences and don't discount it. If you say, oh, that's tasting a little funny, or oh, wait a minute, did I just put that and now it's doing something funny? You learn to really, and in positive ways as well. In our Afrofuturist ecologies class, when we did an urban foraging with Nance Clem, we went out to the shoreline of Lake Michigan in Chicago, and she told us, trust yourselves, trust your bodies, trust what you taste. And so she gave us one example where she had a foraged mushroom, and she said, I want you to taste this mushroom and think about the first thing that comes to mind. What tree do you think this mushroom was growing on? And just trust yourself, trust your taste and your instinct. And so we each took a small bite and we tasted it, and one of the students said, apple tree? She was like, you're right. Trust yourself. The taste of that apple tree was in the mushroom. And so how much more if we understand ourselves as ecologically part of this planet, that we too taste like the environments that we're in. And there's more that could be said on that too, but that's another episode for another day. So I wanted to talk about skin today and being careful about sensitivity, being really mindful as you work. Just note how things make you feel. If you notice that, oh, a stronger mixture of the chamomile really helps me sleep more deeply, maybe I can pull it back a little bit. It's a very, very soothing herb. So it's really not like one of those ones that will just, it's a mild sedative. So just be aware of that. I would also say, especially for people who are working with the throat chakra or who need soothing in the throat, or if you feel like you have the flu or any of these other kinds of viruses and things that are going around, I would recommend using a little bit of honey, and I would also be very mindful of where you're getting your honey from. Now, local farmers are always the best way to go. So let's support each other in community, and that's the best route to go. And you also get a wonderful array of flavors of honey that are coming from different kinds of flowers. Sometimes the honey that you find in more commercial stores and enterprises is just basically thick sugar water, corn syrup, and other kinds of chemicals that are marketed as honey, but it isn't really honey. So I say this just again to be mindful, keep an eye out, and really if you can at all, and I know that sometimes it's more expensive to buy locally or to buy from a small farm, but the long-term price is also what we're thinking about in terms of what happens when we keep introducing chemicals into our systems. Now, the other element that I would I also want to mention, as I said before, that when you are using to dip washcloths or towels into the mixture, please make sure that you're using a clean cloth that has not come into contact with bleaches or other kinds of toxic laundry detergents. Do your best to use something that has been cleaned in an ecologically friendly and safe for you soap. And also, finally, I would say that another good use of chamomile from a more spiritual side is to include it along with lavender and rosemary and mugwort. And we're going to talk more about those later in this series. You want to subscribe to stay updated. And put those in a small drawstring bag. Keep that near you in the bedroom. I was looking to see if I had mine here, but mine's in the bedroom. Keep that near you in the bedroom. And not only does it smell amazing and very soothing, and we want to think also about aromatherapy, not just ingesting or surface application, but the ways that aroma also, as I'm sure those of you who are listening know that aromatherapy is a thing. It is a wonderful way to clear energies. Just as these are astringents and detoxifiers for your body, they are also detoxifiers energetically and spiritually. Sometimes I'll even sort of wave my little bag around me and in my aura and just kind of around the energetic system. As we know, we're all made up of energy. We're all made up of stars. You know, this is science. This is not woo-woo, even though it is a little woo-woo, but it is science. And so we have to treat ourselves as if we are all part of that same universal ecology. And so when you feel like you need extra protection or calming or soothing, these really lovely scented flowers, I would include, as I said, lavender, rosemary, mugwort. This is one we'll talk about also for the throat and the chest, that can help to support your peaceful sleep and a relaxed state of mind. Another final suggestion is for chamomile and calendula to add some of those to your bath. They're really, really pretty, and they add a medicinal, healing, and gently luxurious quality to the bath and give you a beautiful experience, keeping in mind that the yellow in the flowers, as with most plants, is a kind of a dye. It can be used for painting. You could make watercolors, and of course people have used flowers and plants for makeup and throughout history. And so just be mindful that the yellow of the flowers may spread in the water, so if you have precious towels or you don't want a slight watercolor effect, you may want to steer clear of using them topically other than to drink. I'll have more on these beautiful flower families soon. Thank you for watching my second episode of the Herbal Healing series, where I share my personal experience with herbs, flowers, plants, fruits, and vegetables. Please remember that I'm not a medical doctor, and this is shared as my own personal experience as entertainment, not as professional medical advice, and neither I nor this page are responsible for any usage on your part. Please consult your doctor for medical advice specific to your conditions. Thank you so much for joining. Be well, and I look forward to seeing you on the next episode in this series. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know if there were any part of this that really spoke to you, and if there are any herbs that you're curious about. Let's have a conversation.